welcome. You've just joined us for the Q&A for horticulture. So do put any questions you've got in the chat, and Elizabeth will just quickly talk you through a bit about the course.
Yeah, hi. So I'm the course tutor on horticulture. I'm hoping if you're joining this, you're already aware that that's involving in lots of plants. We cover plant sciences, lots of practical aspects of horticulture, so maintenance on the grounds, fantastic facilities at Brooksby, glass house as well. So we do indoor and outdoor practicals. Garden design as well is something I'm quite passionate about, so lots on how to work with plants and the hard landscaping as well, and we've got lots of areas and situations on college that we can turn into those real vocational situations and give the students lots of hands-on experience. And
what qualifications do they need to have to start the course?
So we run a level 2 and we run a level 3. And the level 2, you need 4 GCSEs at grade 5, grade 4 or below, and for grade 4 and above, and for level 3, it's 5 GCSEs at level 5 or above.
And what sort of?
Sorry, I still talk a little bit in old money. So C's, 5 C's at GCSE for level 3, and 4 D's for level 2.
And what sort of career progression can they go on to after the course?
Actually, horticulture is one of those industries that people are often quite surprised about how many pathways you can go into. The obvious one, which is gardening and garden maintenance, and there's opportunities to be self-employed, working with the council or working with a garden team. But we have lots of students that go into areas of sports turf management. That's quite a popular one these days. Got a few lads on the course at the moment that are very keen to go and be the next head groundkeeper at Twickenham or Leicester City. Actually seems to be the one that they're all leading towards at the moment. And more on the ornamental side, so garden design is a huge area, but we also have links with botanical gardens and National Trust properties, and some of the more wider landscape as well, so looking at parks and rangering opportunities and that sort of a thing. So it's pretty expansive, horticulture.
And obviously prior to COVID, was this work experience that the students could go on?
Yeah, so there's 150 hours work experience placement, and we support the students in finding that. And I've got some great links with local businesses in the area, nurseries, garden centres, garden design outfits and things like that. And that's getting more of those hands-on skills. And also within the work experience, we help you build a CV and prepare yourself for the application process post qualification.
And is there any kit that they need to purchase to come on the course? Anything that they need?
A big smile and a great attitude, and I can send you links as to where you can pick those up. Sorry, we do ask that you come with some steel toe cap boots, so a good pair of boots, because you will be using machinery throughout the course, teaching you how to drive lawnmowers and tractors, and using other bits of kit, and some overalls really, and that's the main thing that you need just to be prepared to work outside on those practicals, and of course a pencil case for when we're in the classroom.
And how much of the time would you say is in classroom, and how much is practical?
Depending whether it's level 2 or level 3. Level 3, there's a little bit more emphasis on the academic side. and we do like to prepare our students for moving on to universities and getting degrees if that's something that they would like. So on level 2, I would say it's about 50-50 practical and classroom, and on level 3, I would say it's probably about 60-40, so 60% in the classroom. And when I say the classroom, we have classrooms in the glass house, and quite often Karen and I were just chatting before the Q&A how we can quite often start a lesson in the classroom and just round it up by going out and actually seeing in practice what it is that we've been discussing, and just helping you learn in lots of different ways, because a lot of our students are very practical and more hands-on and visual and kinesthetic in the way that they learn.
Thank you. We've just had somebody else join us as well now, so if anyone's got any questions, do just pop them in the Q&A box and we can answer those. You tell us a little bit about sort of your background and your experiences so far in the industry.
Yes, I'm actually from a farming background, so I'm a farmer's daughter, so I've always been pretty involved with plants and hands-on from a very young age. And I actually never thought of it as a career path until a little bit later on, when I kept finding myself in everybody's garden tinkering and pottering away, and I thought, oh, I could make a career out of this. So I actually went to university a little bit later on in life and got my qualifications, but I had been doing lots of garden maintenance and planting design. I've also worked, I had a wonderful position working in Hawaii, actually, in the in the botanical gardens over there, and that was something that the RHS, the Royal Horticultural Society, supported and helped pay for my flights to get me over there and be a part of that.
So I'm surprised you came back. I'll still be out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's great opportunities to travel with horticulture as well. Obviously, fingers crossed with COVID vanishing in the near future. So yes, and I've sort of had my hand into lots of different areas. So be it farming, practical gardening, more on the science side of things. I've tried it all really, which is why I thought coming into teaching was a great thing to do with all that experience and knowledge.
Fantastic, thank you. And we've had a couple of questions come in. So one person's asked, how large are the class sizes?
In horticulture, we generally don't get enormous class sizes. So at the moment we've got 14 on our level 3 course, and our level 2 is a slightly smaller course, so I think we've got about 8 or 9 students on that. So generally they're quite cosy classes, enough for us to get a good discussion going and some group projects working nicely, but you're not just a number in the back of the class. Everybody's quite integral to the group.
And we've also had somebody ask what grades they need. I know we discussed this earlier, but I think they've probably joined late. So you can just recap what grades they need for the levels, please.
Earlier I mentioned I'm still working in old money, so C's and D's. But for the level 3, you need 5 5s or above, or for the level 2 you need 4. Let me get my head around this. Sorry, I should have double checked this before I came on. 4 4s, is it? 4 4s. That's it. Thank you. But by all means, if you want to just double check on that, there is all that information on the website. So we do like you to have maths and English if you're joining us at level 3, but there are opportunities for resits if you don't quite make those grades, and if you don't quite make your grades, there's always the opportunity of the level 2 course, which progresses you nicely on to the level 3.
Thank you. Another couple of questions that we covered earlier about how do we do much practicals and what equipment's needed. So sorry, it's just a bit of a recap again.
That's quite all right. Yeah, so the equipment needed is pair of sturdy boots, a steel toe cap to prepare you for working with machinery and tools and things like that. and some overalls. And practical, yeah, we try and get the students as savvy on the tools as possible by the end of their time. So there is practical sessions that are integrated into the course, but we also do routines as well. So there's time allotted throughout your college week whereby you can go and join the grounds teams or work in the glass house, doing real hands-on industry skills and putting things that you've learned in lessons into practice, and the work experience, which is an integral part of the course. So you get industry experience throughout and you're allotted time for that.
That's great, thank you. We have only got a couple of minutes left now, so if anyone's got any more questions, if they quickly pop them in. So we've got 1 or 2 minutes left to answer any last minute questions. One's just come in. What's your favourite plant on the Brooksby garden? That's a good question.
Oh, that's a great question, actually. And to me, plants are like children. You can't ever say you've got one that's your favourite. But I think one of the ones that's really the students love is the gunnera, the giant rhubarb, and it's huge. It sort of stands larger than we do, and we get the opportunity to, we cut that down every year and it grows back, and it's really quite a fascinating plant, and that feeds quite nicely into plant science practicals as well, talking about different adaptations in plants for their environment, and that one's adapted for bog gardens, so very wet conditions.
Fantastic. That's a great comment to leave on. Thank you for that. So thank you for those that have attended and for asking the questions, and thank you for your time. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the virtual open evening. And that's us done. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much.